My name is Michel Porfirio Pereira. My nickname is Buiu. I grew up in Brazil. Did a lot of martial arts in Brazil, capoeira, judo. I started actually judo when I was 5. I was very hyper. So at that time I didn't have a jiu-jitsu school nearby me, so my mom and my dad, they put me in judo. And from there, it's just a passion of martial arts, right? I did judo, Muay Thai, kickboxing, boxing, and I fall in love with jiu-jitsu as an age as a 15, 16, sort of it. And then my instructors at that time, in 1992, they are purple belts on the Carlson Gracie, the legendary Carlson Gracie Jr., Carlson Gracie Sr. actually, right? So Carlson Gracie Sr., one of the famous Gracies, he has a school in Copacabana. My school was in Leblon. We're talking about a little bit like a couple of miles away, so I was young. So I developed that passion of jiu-jitsu towards them teaching, the loyalty, the respect, have dignity for this martial arts that enchanted millions and millions of people all around the world. I'm so privileged that years pass. In 2008, I always be able to carry the Carlson Gracie school name here in Miami. I was the first Carlson Gracie Miami down south here, and with the blessings of Carlson Gracie Sr.'s son, which is a Carlson Gracie Jr. I'm so grateful for he believed on me in 2008. He trusted on what I do, and everything is be carrying here with the passion, with the love, with the family values.
Jiu-Jitsu allows smaller opponents to dominate larger opponents with intelligence and skill rather than size and strength. This is the foundation of Carlson Gracie's teachings.
And back then, they didn't have no competitions. Back then, they didn't have no ways and formats to challenge each other besides to literally like knocking people's martial arts school, be able to get the best out of the best in a fighting situation scenario for no time limit. And jiu-jitsu was way and beyond to prove to people that with a little bit of knowledge, with a little bit of leverage, you definitely can be able to beat a bigger guy, a stronger guy, with patience, with intelligence. I'm a black belt now. Officially, I'm gonna be awarded next February 2nd, 2019, 5th degree. And the way that works, you have to have at least minimum between 10 up to 12, 15 years as experience to be able to carry a black belt through the IBJJF, which is the International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation. That's through the evaluation of your background check, of the evaluation of who are you with, and of the evaluation who you are, what you did for the sports, what your participation of the sports. They evaluate you and they granted you making more official your degrees and your black belt. Jiu-Jitsu, it's a complementary of ground game. We do have current mixed martial artists here. And we do train them as on the ground as well. It's a very important aspect that people have to respect and understand. A mixed martial arts, which is the MMA, what it stands for, is not just a guy that's really good in jiu-jitsu, but he can be okay in kickboxing or judo or even karate. No. Nowadays, everybody's fully prepared. Nowadays, everybody's studying the martial arts. Nowadays, everybody's more into that. So it's very important, for a situation that you're gonna put your life on the line with the gloves, you gotta be able to be well prepared. And I'm talking about, besides prepare yourself with physique, nutritionist, and also be in the mind, body, and spirit ready for that.
My name is Akeem Howell. I'm from Port Antonio, Jamaica. Born and raised. I've lived in Miami now for a long time, about 20 years. I was introduced to jiu-jitsu by my black belt girlfriend Kathy over there, and it's quite a physical sport. I know most people are intimidated by it, but once you give it a try, it's very good. As MMA is really coming up, and this is a very big part of it. So I think this would do excellent in Jamaica. I think this would do really well in Jamaica, actually. Yeah.
There's a studies there right now that says this is one of the most effective sports to actually be used against depression, stress, panic attacks, and from there, so and anxiety. That's the place to be. But those that sometimes the game, when you realize that you're actually playing the game and you're doing your jiu-jitsu, and you come here and roll and you do all these positions that build up the mosaic in the game. Reality is you're just having fun. You're rarely going to use this actually effective self-defense. You know? This is for us is way beyond anything else. To create an environment like this one, there's no doubt that you have to have the character, and you have to have the heart, and you have to have the mind in the right place to build up in a place that everybody wants to come in. Me as a founder of American Top Team, I dealt with professional fighters and professional competitors. I competed my whole life, and the environment is different in a certain way. Results drive certain attitudes on the things, which is respectfully I've been there, so I understand that. But if the place doesn't have heart, soul, doesn't have an understanding what is the mission is from here, it never works. This is a wonderful place, and I'm really feel honored to be here right now.
Statistics have proven that mixed martial arts is the fastest growing sport in the world. Pay-per-views alone tell the story. So worldwide, spectatorship for MMA is generally higher than boxing right now. That's growing trends for certain ages, for certain age groups, particularly younger age groups coming up. So even in Jamaica, when we go to watch a fight at 100,
It is not uncommon for Jamaican boxing fans to go to their local sports bars and end up watching mixed martial arts instead.
for people to come to watch boxing and end up watching the MMA. Not unusual at all. I see it happen all the time. There's just so much going on in MMA to make it exciting. So now that it has started, and now that a league has started in Jamaica, just the consistency of competition will allow the sport to thrive. Because for years, we've had amazing fighters at the top level. And, you know, we've got a great fan base here. And this is off of fighters not even fighting in Jamaica. So you can imagine once the fights start here and people get to go to a fight and witness for themselves and feel the rush and the excitement, the sport's gonna blow up. The league in Jamaica that has started recently is called Rough Fight League, RFL MMA. I'm currently the 185-pound middleweight champion. We have fighters who are competing in the top levels of the UFC. We have top 10 fighters in different weight classes in the UFC, which is the largest MMA organization in the world. Those guys don't live in Jamaica, but they're born in Jamaica. Some of them grew a little bit in Jamaica before they moved away. Uriah Hall is another one. So beyond that, we have guys who are still living here and spending some time abroad to train and so on. Matthew Calhoun, the Red Lion, is one of our big upcomers who definitely headed to the UFC. Young guy who's been competing for a while, professional fighter as well. I think now that we have an avenue for people to make money and you know, actually get somewhere with the sport. And that's the beauty about MMA, is that there's an ability to monetize quicker than most other sports right now. So football, everybody that play football, how many people can make money from playing football? Right? Everybody's playing tennis, how many people can make money from playing tennis? Right? There's a lot of people boxing. So difficult to make money from boxing. Right? But that's the thing with MMA now. It's such a booming sport and such a fast-growing sport. And so you have all these martial artists who have been competing in martial arts, and now there's a way to monetize it. There's a way to earn money and earn a living and make it a career. Once you're a martial artist, it's already a way of life. So if you can make a living from it, amazing. But I think what separates Jamaicans is just the Jamaican spirit. Jamaicans, we like to be the best at things. There's organizations like Fight for Peace, which are using martial arts and combat sports to empower youth in underserved communities. it's invaluable. And like I said, the kind of discipline and the kind of self-worth and pride and strength that people gain from the martial arts experience and learning martial arts and pushing your body and pushing your mind to limits. It's what separates martial arts, and it's what's going to make martial arts stay. Mixed martial arts, you have to train groundwork, you have to train jiu-jitsu, wrestling, boxing, Muay Thai. There's so many things that you have to master, that there's an extreme development of your brain, right? It's mental development, it's emotional development. And for that reason, it's an invaluable sport. And I think beyond all the excitement and the knockouts and that is something that needs to be considered when we talk about how brutal this sport is, right? Because we don't do this to hurt other people. We do this to build ourselves